Hello everyone. Do you want to qualify UGC-NET at Junior Research Fellowship in English Literature? Do you have a lot of problems in understanding the syllabus of UGC-NET? And do you want to know some important books and reference material for qualifying UGC-NET easily? This video is for you. I am Dr. K. VENKANNA. I did my MA and MEd from Osmania University, MPhil, PGDTE and PhD from English in Foreign Languages University. I was the first person to qualify Junior Research Fellowship both in English Literature and Education 10 years ago, and I contributed for more than 2000 students to qualify UGC-NET in English Literature for the past 10 years. And I have more than 16 years of teaching experience of teaching English literature, English grammar and English language teaching. That is nothing but pedagogy of teaching English in particular. Next, being the state topper of Telangana State Degree Lecturer English examination, and I am going to give you a detailed analysis and the reference books and some of the shortcut important techniques that you can use during your preparation to qualify UGC-NET examination in English literature. As you know, the syllabus for UGC-NET examination, and after 2018 it will be two papers, paper 1 and paper 2. Paper 1, general paper on teaching aptitude and research aptitude, that includes 50 bits and 15 to 200 marks, and paper 2 are English literature and 100 marks, 100 bits into 2 and 200 marks total, 300 marks. Out of this 300, if you score at least 50% of marks, you will qualify UGC-NET in English literature, my friends. So in this video I am going to talk about only paper 2. So when we talk about paper 2, there are 10 important chapters, my friends, 10 major important units, and the first important unit is drama. So what needs to be read as part of drama? What does it mean by drama? First, you need to have certain foundation with regard to drama. What is drama? What is the origin of drama? What is classical drama? And what are the types of drama? Tragedy, comedy, types of tragedy, types of comedy, and tragic comedy, and various medieval comedy, medieval literature like medieval drama like morality play, mystery play, miracle play, interludes, like all that aspects that you need to read before you go into drama. Next, with regard to drama, you need to focus on British drama, English drama, Irish drama, Scottish drama, beginning from Old English period, 450. Next, 2021. Till that, who are the popular important dramatists in English literature, and what are their books, and what are the major broad themes of this drama. Next, you need to focus on American drama. American literature actually begins from 1607, and whereas English literature begins from 450 AD. So you need to focus on all dramatists from 1607 to 2021 in American drama. Next, again, African drama, African literature. Mainly you need to focus from the 20th century, 1900, and particular after the postmodernism African drama. That is nothing but 1945 onwards. Who are the popular dramatists in African literature, and what are the themes, what are the popular books written by those dramatists. Next, you can also focus on African American drama. This also became popular only after 1939 or 45, I can say. Postmodernism and post-colonial studies, that becomes a part. Who are the popular important dramatists as part of this. Next, Indian drama and after independence, before independence, who are the popular important Indian dramatists, what are the popular plays that are composed today in Indian writing in English with reference to drama. Next, Canadian literature, Canadian drama, Australian drama, Caribbean drama, like that you need to have complete idea about this. Next, with regard to poetry again, and there are 4 important chapters, my friends: drama, poetry, fiction and non-fiction or short story. And when we talk about these 4 important chapters, there is a point like the first 4 units must also be tested through comprehension passages, and to assess critical reading, critical thinking and writing skills. These 4 units will cover all literatures in English. What does it mean? Okay, it means you need to focus on all literatures, like you need to read British literature beginning from 452 and 2021. So 450 to 1066 Old English period, 1066 to 1500 Middle English period, 1500 to 1660 Renaissance, 1660 to 1798 and Neoclassical, 1798 to 1832 Romantic, 1832 to 1901 Victorian, 1901 to 1914 and Edwardian, 1910 to 36 Georgian, 1914 to 39 Modern period, 1939 to today Contemporary literature. So all these periods that you need to focus on with regard to drama, with regard to fiction, with regard to poetry, with regard to non-fiction. Next, at the same time, American literature. American literature actually begins from the year 1607, 1607 to 1775 colonial period, 1775 to 1865 early national period, and 1865 to 1900 realism, and 1900 to and 1939 modern period, and 1939 to till contemporary American literature. Who are the and with regard to drama, poetry, fiction, non-fiction, you need to focus, you need to read the popular plays, you need to focus on popular dramatists, American poets, American novelists. Next, at the same time, African literature. You can take African American literature, Canadian literature, Caribbean literature, Indian writing in English. Like if you talk about any literature, you need to give priority for these. When we talk about this African American, African or Canadian, Australian, Indian, you need to focus mainly on during the post-colonial period, after 1945, after 1939. What is the popular literature composed in Canadian literature, Caribbean literature, African literature, Indian writing in English? Who are the popular Indian poets, Indian dramatists, Indian novelists after 1945? What are the popular novels, plays, poetry composed by these writers? You need to give a lot of priority. This is going to be very important aspects, because the first 4 important chapters are very important. Based on this, you will get more than 50 bits, my friends, and this is going to be the heart foundation if you want to understand any other literature, any other units after these 4 very important chapters. These are. Next, when we talk about Unit 5, Unit 5 and 6, these are related to English language teaching. These are related to language. So see, language, what is first language, second language, third language, how English is used as L1, L2, L3, and you can see basic concepts of language. Linguistics, here we need to talk with regard to linguistics. So what is the nature of language, scope of language, what are the major features of language, what are the characteristics, linguistic features, sociological features and philosophical features, psychological features into language. And what is the evolution of language, theories of language, what are the linguistic theories that are proposed by a number of writers like Noam Chomsky or Delheims or Canale, Widdowson, Wilkins. There are plenty of writers and who talk about, and C.F. Hockett, and what are the major important linguistic features suggested by these linguists. And psychological theories, what is the contribution of Sigmund Freud, Erik Erikson and Carl Gustav Jung and Ben Jonson and Richard Stern. And next, you can also talk about plenty of writers in Ian Pavlov, B.F. Skinner and Albert Bandura or Jean Piaget or John Dewey or Lev Vygotsky. What are the major important theories that they actually spoke about in relation to these, in relation to language, in relation to first or second language, and what psychological theories influenced and the language, in particular English language, and next sociological features and humanistic features into language. Next, pedagogy, very important, my friends. Every time you will get, and based on the chapter, you will get minimum 5 to 10 bits. Pedagogy, what are teacher-centered methods, grammar translation, direct method, bilingual method, reading method, structural approach, oral approach, audiolingual approach, all those are teacher-centered approaches. Next, learner-centered approaches, constructive approaches, collaborative approaches, and you can say communicative language teaching, Next, you can say activity-based language teaching, all that which become these learner-centered approaches which became popular before 1950, teacher-centered. After 1950, learner-centered. After 1990, learning-centered approaches. What are various learning-centered approaches today that we have been talking about? Cystopedia, total physical response, content-based language learning, community-based language learning, lexical approach, collaborative approach, post-method era, eclectic approach. There are plenty of approaches that have been being used today in terms of English language teaching, in terms of language teaching. What are they? Who proposed them? We need to have a long discussion. Next, English in use. When we talk about English in use and what are the rules, how English is used as English for general purposes, English for specific purposes, English for academic purposes, what are the evolutions with regard to listening, speaking, reading, writing, vocabulary, grammar and phonetics. All that becomes a part of Unit 5, my friends. Next, Unit 6 is going to be English in India, a very important chapter. Next, English in India, what is the history of ELT in the world, how the English language teaching evolved in the world, and what is the contribution of East India Company, what is the contribution of British and J.V. Midingar or Henry Sweet, Otto Jespersen, or what is the contribution of Americans with regard to audiolingual method, with regard to plenty of different methods. Next, what is the history of ELT in India, pre-independence, what are the various, who are the people who spoke about the continuation of English in India, or the continuation of English before independence, after independence, what are the major important committees were recommended by the Indian government to implement English, to stop English, to remove from our constitution, what are the articles that talk about the implementation of English in Indian context. All this becomes, we will talk about a lot of writers like Wood's Dispatch, or Macaulay, Hunter Commission and Sadler Report, Rajaram Mohan Roy's ideas and East India Company's concepts. Next, after independence, ideas of Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan, ideas of Kothari, Professor V.K. Gokak and H.N. Kunjuru, Professor J.C. Banerjee, CDC report and various commissions and committees that talk about the status of English in Indian context. And what are the article 343, what are the major recommendations with regard to that? All this becomes a part of this unit, my friends. Evolution of English, what is the future of English in India? What is the contribution of David Crystal, David Cradle, and what do they say with regard to English language teaching? All that becomes a part of this. Based on chapter 5 and chapter 6, you will get 5 to 10, 5 to 10, nearly 10, minimum 10, maximum 20 bits, my friends, based on this. Next, unit 7 is going to be cultural studies. This is the new subject, new unit which is included as part of NET examination, NTA UGC-NET examination after 2018, my friends. What is cultural studies? What is the introduction? What is the contribution of these writers, Raymond Williams, Roland Barthes, Stuart Hall, Richard Huggett, Stephen Spender and Stephen Greenwald, and what is cultural materialism? What is a relationship between cultural studies and literature? All that becomes a part of this. Based on this, you may get 3 to 5 bits, my friends. And very important chapters are chapter 7, chapter 8 and chapter 9, my friends. Very difficult, but the thing is, if you are good at unit 1, 2, 3, 4, then you will be able to answer units 8 and 9. Unit 8, you can see literary criticism. What is literary criticism? What is considered to be literary criticism? What is the why criticism is to be used? Next, what is the importance of literary criticism? What is theoretical criticism? What is practical criticism, applied criticism? And what is the contribution of, what are the types of practical criticism? Practical criticism can be mimetic criticism, impressionistic criticism, judicial criticism. Like there are plenty of types of practical criticism, which theoretical criticism before 20th century, all that criticism is considered to be theoretical, but after 20th century, from 20th century, we can say practical criticism. Who are the popular thinkers of classical criticism? Plato, Aristotle, next Socrates, Longinus, Horace. What are the books that they have written with regard to criticism? What are the ideas that they spoke about with regard to criticism? British criticism, list of English critics from John Dryden to T.S. Eliot. There are plenty of English critics like John Dryden. And we talk about these writers with regard to poetry, drama, novel, fiction or short fiction, but at the same time you need to give a lot of priority from based on criticism. What are the critical devices that they have exposed, proposed? John Dryden, Alexander Pope, S.T. Coleridge. For example, every time there will be a bit based on fans and imagination, willing suspension of disbelief, primary imagination, secondary imagination. Like there are plenty of bits. Next, P.B. Shelley, Matthew Arnold, a very important text. Essays on criticism, very popular text. Everybody, students who are preparing for UGC-NET, you need to give a lot of priority for Matthew Arnold, the greatest writer till 19th century, Matthew Arnold. What is touchstone method? What is Philistinism? What is culture? And what are the definitions with regard to poetry given by Matthew Arnold? What is the function of criticism? Study of poetry. All that you need to give priority. Next, 20th century critics like I.A. Richard. 20th century is considered to be the greatest age of criticism, my friends. Okay, the greatest age of poetry, romantic literature, greatest age of novel and Victorian period, the greatest age of criticism, 20th century, which means you need to read a lot 20th century and modern period and post-modern period, my friends, then definitely you will qualify NET examination very easily. Who are the popular English critics? Contribution of I.A. Richards and T.S. Eliot, Virginia Woolf, William Epson, F.R. Lewis, very popular critics. Okay, next, what is objective correlative? What is dissociation of sensibility? And what is the concept that have been discussed by these writers? We need to read as part of this chapter. You will definitely get based on criticism 10 marks, my friends, 10 bits, 10 into 20 marks. Next, another important chapter, this is you need to apply. You will understand criticism in a better way if you have wonderful foundation of, if you have gone through wonderful books with regard to poetry, drama, fiction, non-fiction. If you have proper foundation about those writers, then only you will be able to answer Unit 8 and 9, my friends. Most of the students who write UGC-NET examination, they have a lot of difficulty in answering Unit 8 and 9. Okay, next chapter, Unit 9. Next, literary criticism post-World War. You see, after post-World War, there are nearly 33 movements, 33 literary movements, literary critical movements, starting from formalism, which is also called Russian formalism, to cognitive literary studies. What is Russian? And you need to have 4 major important things when you read these concepts. There are nearly 33 literary movements. And these, for example, if you take literary Russian formalism, my friends, if you take this, first you need to know what is it. What is Russian formalism? How does it look at literature? What is literature to this? What is literature to? What is literature to this Russian formalism? Next, who proposed? Who are the members? What are the examples of literary works, my friends? Very important one. What is formalism? You need to know 2-3 points. Next, what is literature to it? How does this theory look at literature? Russian formalism believes that literature is a specialized kind of language. Literature is a specialized kind of language. Next, who proposed it? Victor Skolowski, John Mukorowski, René Belek, Vladimir Prop, Roman Jakobson. So, all these are the people who become a part of this Russian formalism. Next, it became popular in Russia and it is also called Prague Linguistic Circle. Next, what are the literary examples? What are the best examples? Who implemented this Russian formalism into literature? Like that, you need to read all theories of criticism beginning from Russian formalism, deconstruction, discourse analysis, new criticism, and feminism. For example, if you take feminism, what is feminism? And before 20th century, the first feminist lady, Mary Wollstonecraft, her first book, A Vindication of Rights of Women. Later, women in the 19th century, Margaret Fuller, 1845. Next, 20th century, greatest essay, A Room of Unsown by Virginia Woolf. After, feminism became like first wave feminism, second wave feminism by Simone de Beauvoir, modern feminism by Mary Ellman, gynofeminism by Ellen Showalter, ecofeminism. Like there are plenty of feminism, you need to focus on that. Next, what is literature to this feminism? to first wave feminism, second wave feminism, gynocriticism, eco-criticism, all that you need to put these five questions when you read. Very important chapters, my friend, this is, and based on this, if you master this, you will be able to answer any question in the history of English NET examination. Next, chapter 10 is going to be research, methods and materials in English, another important chapter. This is a very important chapter because the same chapter is used as part of paper 1 and paper 2. If you focus on this, which will be very useful in paper 1 and paper 2, my friends. And what to do, what is research, meaning of research, types of research, characteristics of research, methods of research, what is experimental research, descriptive research, quantitative research, qualitative research, steps involved in research. Every time there will be a bit. What is the first step in research, what is the last step in research, third step in research, like that you will get bits. Next, a thesis, what are the styles of writing thesis, article, journals. Next, what is the format, what is APA, MLA, Harvard, ASCII. You need to know simple styles, all these styles, because once you qualify NET, what do? You want to be a lecturer, you want to do your PhD, then these aspects will be very useful to you, my friends. Next, applications of ICT in research. Next, research ethics. What are a few research ethics? All these are very important. Next, what are the major important reference books that you need to refer? Very important, my friends. See, I would suggest you to read not an anthology of English literature. Very important thing is, and this is very important, after reading this book only I was able to qualify junior research fellowship in English literature, my friends. You need to read all introductions. Instead of, because today in the market there are plenty of books, but all those books are written from these books. So if you read, but the cost is high, maybe 10,000 or 13,000 like, but forget about this. These books are in the form of A to F series, A, B, C, D, E, F, and you need to read F in a thorough manner, every page of F, and E and F, very important. If you read E and F, not required to read and all these aspects. Next, I will also suggest you to read and glossary, handbook of literary terms by M.H. Abrams, very important one, my friend. It is just like Bible to us, and it includes a lot, and you need to, whenever you get doubt with regard to certain terms in English literature, you need to refer this handbook of literary terms. And I would suggest you another book, A Critical History of English Literature by David Dyches, a very important one, but mainly you need to read volume 2 and focus on Romantic, Victorian, modern period. That is going to help you a lot. Next, if you want to have some more idea, A Short History of English Literature by Pramod K. Nair, this is also a wonderful book for you. And with regard to criticism, you can read Beginning Theory, An Introduction to Literary and Cultural Theory by Peter Barry. Wonderful text which will give you a lot of information with regard to criticism, chapter 8 and 9. And with regard to Unit 7, Unit 5 and 6, Approaches, Methods of Teaching English by Richardson Rogers, Teaching English by M.L. Tikku, Teaching English by Geeta Nagarajan, History of ELT in India by Professor Krishna Swamy, History of ELT by and VAT. There are plenty of books, but I would suggest you, because more bits are given from this book, you can focus on that. And another important thing is focus on previous question papers. Refer, there are all the question papers with keys are available from 2012 in CBSE NET website. Refer all, then they will be very useful. And subscribe to my YouTube channel Venkanna English Guru for more videos on how to qualify UGC-NET JRF in English literature. Okay, thank you.